Is anybody else out there pretty upset that they've canceled Terra Nova? Because I am. And I'm like about to go on this like major rant about it. I'm probably going to say like a lot. Please try to ignore that. And obviously I don't sound angry, but I am pretty freaking angry. I'm going to try to refrain from swearing and yelling where I can, because it'll get awkward if people think I'm talking to myself in my house. So basically, I'm just going to point out all the great things about Terra Nova all the things about Terra Nova that I think are great, and if you agree with me, like this video, comment, share it. So anyways, first I'd like to point out that Terra Nova has huge storyline potential. Due to their time travel thing, the fact that they can time travel, it adds so many possible storylines into the show. Like, right now they're in the past, and when they get their time travel fixed, they could go anywhere they wanted to. They could go even farther back, they could go farther forward. And basically what they're doing now is trying to like reshape the world so that they could have a better future, right? Or whatever. Trying to find like another place to live so that they don't have to live in that crap ass future that they have. So they time traveled. They invented time travel. Like, that is freaking amazing. And they can do anything with that. They could go anywhere they wanted to, do anything they wanted to, because they can time travel. And I think that that makes the show amazing, the fact that they can time travel. Because, like, if you could time travel, where would you go? What would you do? They're in the freaking prehistoric era. That is amazing. Another thing I want to point out is that Terra Nova has, like, this amazing cast. They're great actors and actresses, and I love them together. They all work together so well, and it's amazing. Like, I just think they're great together. Another thing about the show's cast is that they have like enough main characters that everybody who watches it can identify with somebody and can root for their favorites. Like, they have so many, like, they don't have so many main characters that you're so overwhelmed with it, but like they have enough characters that you're always like occupied with something. You're always focused on something going on. There's always something interesting going on. There's never a dead moment in the show because there's enough main characters that you're always occupied doing something. Like, somebody's doing something interesting and you're going to watch it because there's a main character. And then it'll switch to another one. Someone else is doing something interesting too. When the other person gets boring, and like that's what they do. Like, they have enough main characters that they can switch back and forth when like one character gets boring and the other is doing something interesting. And it's not like you're ever stuck watching anything where it's like a dead plot for a little while. There's never a moment like that because of all the characters. And it's so easy to identify with one because the amount of characters they have means the more personalities they have, which means like the more you can relate to them, because the more someone's likely to have a personality similar to yours, have traits like you, think like you, or talk like you, and you can easier identify through the show, which will make it more enjoyable for like you, so that you can see the character that's like you, the character that you identify with that's similar to you, and you can like cheer for them and like root for them if something bad's happening, or you know. I just think having like their cast, the cast that they have, is like great. It helps make the show great, obviously. Another thing about it is that Terra Nova has like so many different things all in one show because of all their characters. They have a love story, like the one between Maddie and that guy that I forget his name, but you know, there's obviously a love story between Maddie and the guy who's in the army crew thing. And there's so much action because like they're in the prehistoric ages. They have this enemy group called the Sixers. There's so much action. They're constantly fighting off dinosaurs or fighting off the Sixers, or you know, running around looking for whatever spy has snuck into their group, their territory. And there's so much adventure because it's in the prehistoric ages in a freaking like jungle. They're always like adventuring around in the jungle, either running from the Sixers or from a dinosaur, or they're running towards something, or they're looking for something, they're searching for something, whatever. They're in a freaking jungle, they're on a freaking adventure all the time. there's never a moment where there isn't like something exciting happening. And it's like science fiction too. Like, because of the time travel that makes it sci-fi, like they're living with dinosaurs. Their guns, their weapons, the technology that they have, it's amazing, and I love that. And the sets like have so much like imagination and creativity in them. It's amazing. I also like that they have like good, strong female characters like Dr. Shannon, Maddie Shannon, Sky. Like, there's so much like personality in the characters, and the actresses that play them are amazing. Like, they're so good at it. Like, the characters are all brave. Like Sky, who's constantly like running off into the jungle with her buddies to adventure and explore, and she's constantly going into the enemy camp to go help her mother. Like, I would be terrified to do that. I would be like, but like they put so much personality and so much strength into these characters that it's amazing. Like, a lot of shows will have a female character who's like clinging to some guy saying, "Oh my God, save me, save me!" But you know, these girls, they just go out and they get it done. They do it on their own, and that's awesome. Another great thing about the show is that they have dinosaurs. Freaking dinosaurs. I would kill to live with dinosaurs. That would be like my dream come true, to live in like a dinosaur area. Obviously, I'd be scared of the big dinosaurs, but you know, like, that's awesome. Dinosaurs are just awesome. Who doesn't love a show with dinosaurs? Who doesn't love dinosaurs? Dinosaurs are great, and the fact that they get to live with them is even like greater. Like, that just makes the show even better, because then it's not just their enemies they have to watch out for, they have to watch out for predators too. They're back in a time where humans aren't the highest on the food chain. Well, back then humans weren't even on the food chain, but now they're no longer the highest on the food chain, and they've got things out there that will eat them, which just adds to the action and the like adventure, and it makes it so much better. There's also an aspect of mystery in the show, because that mermaid thing that came off of the front of a boat, how did that get there? Guess we'll never know, because we won't get to see the next season, huh? But like, that's amazing. Like, they leave you wondering like what's going on. That makes it mysterious. Like, that boat thing off of a boat is obviously a mysterious object now, and now everyone's going to be wondering like where it came from. The aspect of mystery in it is great. Like, it's not something that you'd expect, because they're in the prehistoric era, they came from the future. That's not an item that you'd expect to find there, because it's obviously not from that time, and it's obviously not from their time. They didn't bring it back. They didn't bring it with them, so how did it get there? No one else can time travel, as far as they know. How did that happen? And this show, it has like unlimited possibilities as to what they could do with it. Like, they can time travel. They can, as I've mentioned, they can do just about anything because they can time travel. They could do anything with it. They could turn some characters against each other. Like, maybe they could turn the Sixers around and the Sixers could join them, or a couple of them could turn bad and join the Sixers, or maybe something happens to the Sixers where they need to save them. What's gonna happen with, like, or you know, like, maybe Lucas Taylor's gonna turn around and become sane, become nice. Maybe he's gonna like his father again. Like, we don't know. They could do anything with it. And I have a question for the whole Fox company, network, whatever. What exactly are you planning to replace it with? CSI Alaska? Like, what could you possibly have that's so much better than this? Another stereotypical cop show? Because honestly, I'm getting really tired of seeing those on TV. They're all the same. They're all predictable. Same shit over and over again. Same shit, different show, right? I think you've stretched out that whole cop scene a bit too far. Terra Nova is a nice change from that. It's science fiction. It's not like cops out on the street shooting people up, arresting people, solving mysteries. It's like so much better than that. Like, fuck Fox. I'm honestly pissed.